YouTube. It's 3 a.m. and I was not doing the sleeping thing, so I decided why not stream more vintage today. So this is gonna be the second vintage challenge of the day. This is a Hullbreacher deck that got second place in the vintage challenge um during the day on Saturday. So we're gonna try it out. I made some changes from the list. I changed a lightning bolt to an abrade. I changed a sphinx to a blightsteel. And I switched out a bolt for a pyroblast in the board. Yes, and Jacob also got 16th with it. Um, it's like it's kind of like a big blue. Um, it's a big blue deck that kind of plays like similar to the Xerox and Grixis Tinker and PO strategies. You get to do some fun things where because you're playing like max mana sources like a big blue deck, you get to play these or sorry, max artifact mana sources, you get to play these Hull Breachers, which make it so your opponent can't draw extra cards. And then you DAC or you tinker or you mana gorger hydra or whatever those kind of things happen to be. This list is playing wheels, so it's playing Twister and Wheel, which into Hull Breacher and Narset is very good for you, as your opponent will not get to draw cards and you go to draw things. In general, wheels have kind of fallen out of favor because they're really risky against the opposing like multiple force of will, force of negation decks. Um, so I'm not 100% sure how I feel about these wheels yet. I'm not really sure how I feel about the sideboard yet either. This is just I haven't played any games with this deck. I just saw the list. I thought the list was cool. I didn't really want to play Fox Foundry again. So I figured we could do something kind of fun and get to play with these Hull Breachers. Thanks to Cho Daemon, who is lending us 4 Hull Breachers for this event. Let's just battle. This is why is this way the all right, this is gonna be round one. We've got just like a nutty hand, so we'll keep. We really need we really want a force of will in this hand, but besides that, it's really good. We can draw like obviously obviously without opals, the number of blue artifact sources is fairly low, but we get to do multiple things. We can like hold up ancestral fluster. We can jam tinker. We can do lots of things depending on what the matchup is. So it's gonna be blue red from the opponent on a 6-card hand. We might get ancestral on our upkeep. We did not. I'm definitely not jamming a tinker into this. So what I'm gonna do, well, that's an interesting draw as well. What I'm gonna do is I'm just going to play Mana Crypt Soul Ring, and I'm gonna pass the turn. There's no reason to jam Ancestral into the open Volcanic. I would rather hold up in Flusterstorm / Ancestral / Hull Breacher. So I'm probably gonna be talking at least a little softly. Hopefully everyone can still hear me. It is 3 a.m. and I have upstairs neighbors, so this is a really good draw, though. I think the top draw that I really wanted was um like a sapphire or a force. But this is pretty good. I think we're just supposed to cast ancestral into this. If they have a force, they go to 1 card and then back up to 2 after activating Narset. Oh, this resolved and we just drew a bunch of forces. No, I haven't had a noise complaint, but it's just trying to be respectful of my neighbors. I don't really see a reason to keep a preordain, so I'd rather just like not ever have this. This is obviously the worst land we could draw, but at least it's a blue source. Wait, they let the ancestral go and they had force anyways? Interesting. Hmm. So unfortunately, we have a Blightsteel Colossus. That's a lot worse than Sphinx against Jeskai because they have multiple ways to attack it. I think I'm just gonna force this and slam a Blightsteel and hope it works. I think I'm gonna pitch the Fluster too. I think I'd rather have a Hullbreacher. If I find another non-tap land, I can have a Blightsteel and a Hullbreacher, so they can't find an action as easy. We can't beat Dak in the way we played the way we played this, but I think that's fine. I don't think it's great, but I think it's fine. Hmm. Yeah, we have two of our own. It's true. I just really wish this wasn't a sanctuary, unfortunately. I mean, I don't have to play a Tinker. I don't think I want to jam Brainstorm. I could just pass. I've already used two forces, though. The best thing I can do is draw Pyroblast off this Brainstorm. Which I don't. I think we're so far enough ahead. We don't need to jam into this. Jake, maybe we're supposed to have like a different Tinker, like one top or something. Obviously, this doesn't do that much, but I would rather look for. Yeah, but I don't think there's any reason to Brainstorm on your turn. Like, holding up Hullbreacher is much stronger, right? Right. So now we can see what opponent's doing. Yeah, but then if you miss on a fetch land, you've brainstormed, locked yourself out, and you can't hold Breacher if they play Ancestral. Like, that just doesn't seem good. I don't know. I think it's just like a. I think tinkering and brainstorming on your turn there are both unnecessary risks. I held the Mystic so we could hit a fetch land. Put it away. Not like, why are all the things you're saying so weird? I don't understand. Like, I just think all the plays you just suggested, Jake, were just like the logic didn't really make sense. Really confusing. This forces my opponent to use their red source. This puts us in a pretty good spot. Opponent has to hit Swords to Plowshares off of this preordain. Like, the Sanctuary, Jake, if we can find a fetch land, we can get rid of it. And if not, like, I really don't like your lines. I think they're quite bad. All right, so I just want to take out Tinker Blightsteel in this matchup anyways. I'm going to bring in Hydras, and I'm going to bring in Pyroblasts. Um, I mean, I don't think, like, your lines are bad. I think they're just aggressive, right? And I just didn't feel I felt like we were in a winning position where you're like, tinkering or doing the other things are, like, unnecessary risks that we could throw away our lead kind of thing. No, Tinker Blightsteel is not in every blue deck because most blue decks don't run the mana base suite to afford to play Tinker. I'd cut a Dak and a Mystical. I don't think I'm gonna cut a Dak. I'm down to cut a Mystical though. I'm down to bring in a Bolt, but I would much rather cut Tinker Blightsteel. I would rather just not have a Tinker in my deck or a Blightsteel in my deck. I would much like we can still play this. We can just play a Mana Gorge or Hydra Xerox game plan. I mean, I don't really know if we really need all of these bolts and things in our deck. I guess it's like not great, but yeah. So that was my whole idea was I wanted to cut Tinker against Jeskai anyways. I almost feel Leyline of the Void has some merit, but there's not really enough room for it. Well, I guess, yeah, I really don't think we want a Braid in this matchup. This looks fine. Let's just do this. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with your logic. I just don't think like the cards that we have in our deck or in our sideboard are better. I would much rather just cut Tinkerblade still. No Hull Breachers, just a bunch of walkers. This is a very classic Utah list. There's a lot of streamers tonight. Yeah, Utah does overload on planeswalkers a lot. Maybe I always felt like they played a lot of planeswalkers, but maybe I was mistaken. This hand looks good. This hand looks real good. Don't need a map to find riches like that. I mean, this is great. Like Jacob, this is basically Grixis Tinker, except you're playing a bunch of Hull Breachers. So it's just like, do you think the Hull Breachers are good? Is basically the question, right? Because like Grixis Tinker has always been like medium playable. Like it's another Xerox deck. Any deck playing like Ancestral, Pyroblast deck, Mystic Sanctuary, like all of those decks are going to be playable. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. Like I'm a big you're talking to like one of the biggest Mana Gorger Hydra fans you can find. So I don't know about this whole draw 7 thing though, Jake. I'm not super sold on that yet. We'll see though. There's definitely no reason for me not to jam in here though. I don't know if the Hull Breeders are good. This is my first time playing with them. Like this is obviously exposing to like Pyroblast and things, but I also lost for Shops today, Elf, so I was spamming on stream that Shops is unplayable, stop playing it as I died. So this wait, so they just fetched but didn't do anything? How does that make any sense? Are they gonna blast up? What's going on? I mean, I think I just want to go for DAC plus here. I mean, they clearly have something, right? I feel like we just want to DAC, but I really don't think we can justify DACing on them with like a Pyroblast or a Bolt. Okay, so we're just gonna Pyroblast my DAC fade in. Don't really think I'm allowed to fight over that. Maybe I am. Maybe I am allowed to fight over that, and then I just pitch away my Mox. Maybe I was supposed to fight over that. I don't know. Like, this is so risky, Jake. That's true. True. Statement. I just want to draw, like, a blue card here. Just go for it. I mean, that's pretty good as well. Yeah. It's definitely an upside. I definitely agree. I think, like, in that situation, it was probably not a great call, but I mean, this draw is pretty good here. They have to, like, force this if they have a force, I think. Or if they have swords, then they don't really care, but I'm still not gonna do anything. I think I would rather hold these and look for a blue card and to twist. Last on this. I think I'd rather just force this. Gives them two things that they have to answer, and this has to be answered by swords, and they can't draw cards to find swords. Yeah, this looks like a good spot. Draw 7. So he's talking about Wheel and Time Twister. So they missed a land drop on turn 2, and then they hit. Okay. This challenge starts at 3 a.m. for me. So you guys have to keep me awake. So is this Mentor? That's the only thing you would tap white, white, red for. Dreadhorde Swords is also like game ending, I guess. I'm F6, dude. Whatever you want to do. It's Mentor. Okay. I don't think I want to trade. I don't think I want to trade. Obviously, us drawing more Moxen is not great, but they drew swords. Guess we lose. Kind of brutal. And then what does this get? Dig. Alright, we kind of need to draw Wheel off the top now. I guess we can draw like Cruise or Delve. So either Delve spell, Narset, Wheel, Merchant Scroll. Wish we had some better things to do with. I mean, we drew a lot of Moxen. Dig through time makes sense. I guess if we draw like a bolt. Yeah, I mean, I get why you would play. Like, I understand the upside of draw sevens. Like I said, you don't need to sell me on what the upside of draw sevens is. I just don't think that. Just not sure it's worth. Yeah, I don't think you would play 4 Hullbreachers without draw sevens. Probably not. No, it's not that good of a card. I get the logic. I just don't know if it checks out. Unfortunately, We stopped our opponent from playing any preordains in this game, but they're still just going to merchant for a delve spell and out and card advantages out of this game. I guess sometimes if you just hit the right combination of cards and you will still be fine. I still don't know if I like how we sequenced this. I probably was supposed to fight over the Dak Baden. That was probably the first mistake I made. I just didn't really think I was supposed to fight over the Dak Baden. Yo, Park says being nice is worth it. Appreciate that, Park. And Mr. Lee with a tier 1 sub. You're both powerful wizards. I appreciate the support. Let me put the text to speech back on. I think it got reset. My bad. Well, we already exiled one wheel, so we need like a wheel or a preordain or a delve spell. Like anything that does draw spells, yeah. Yep. Where is that? Is that under alert box? Under alert box. Donation. Donor message. Show message. Enable text to speech. Description. Information. Resub message. Allow text. All my things got reset the other day. Thanks though. Appreciate the support. Actually, probably my first dono that actually went through and hopefully won't be retroactively canceled. Sure, you get to scry 3, I guess. The unfortunate part is that these treasures don't really do anything in our deck. Like, we don't have Urza, we don't have Tolarian Academy, we don't have, like, anything we can really do with these treasures. No, I don't think so. Oh, go ahead. I was holding it, Jake, in case we could get them by, like, them putting a removal spell in play. I can't even do this trade, though. Like, no point. I wanted to hold this Hullbreacher until the end step, so. They just, look at this, they have a swords. It's crazy. Second swords. So I was gonna try to get them to, like, do an ancestral, like, kill our thing, do an ancestral, and then respond by putting a Hullbreacher into play. But I don't think it matters because they just have 2 swords to plowshares, so I need to draw a wheel. Through an Narset, that's not the worst. I can still draw a wheel here. Wheel. Wheel. We still need help here, right? So we can Sanctuary back a wheel next turn. So I think I'm gonna take this Preordain and then fetch. Is that better? Is that better than just shuffling here? Oh. I do lose my ability to Mystic Sanctuary. Just want, I guess there's no reason to I just want to find a Hydra. Okay. They're willing to trade 2 monks here. I think that actually benefits us. Well, it doesn't actually benefit us. Why did I do that? I should never have attacked there. That was terrible because they could just kill the Narset. I mean, I have a million Pyroblasts. I don't know. I'm probably gonna die is what I'm more worried about. I probably should have left this back to block Mentor is the biggest thing. I guess they only have 1 spell. So as long as yeah, I guess never mind. This was just a terrible attack. But they have Bolt is now lethal, which is great. Yeah, I think that attack was horrible. I don't know why I did that. Maybe because it's 3 AM? I don't know. Yeah, there's no real justification, I think, for attacking there. Opponent probably should have just blocked with 2. That attack was, like, hella bad, unfortunately. Alright, that's perfect. Exactly what we're looking for. Alright, found it. I guess I should have topped the other way, but it doesn't really matter. I have infinite counter spells. Yeah, I played this that I mean, I think I played the game okay, but that attack step was really, really bad. No, I have a lot of old border cards, Jake. I think we should go with old border cards. Oh, the new Preordains? Maybe. I mean, Hullbreacher looked really good. Managorger Hydra looked really good. Obviously, they swords it, but still looked pretty good. Wheel looked obviously insane. But there you saw the difference between Hullbreacher and Narset. Narset literally found me action, right? Like, there's a pretty distinct difference there. But the flash on Hullbreacher is very, very powerful, and as is the treasures, so. Did he have 13? Did they have 13 power off one spell? Uh, 2 plus 5 is 7 plus 16, so yeah. It was a terrible attack. We knew that was a terrible attack, though. So that's why they did it, right? So maybe it's a great attack. What if it's a great attack? Hold on, let's think about this. If they're one spell, no, that's a terrible attack. We should block the mentor. No matter how you spin it, it's just not a very good attack. It's a calculated risk, right? Yeah, I got that lightning bolt. I think I would not attack again if I was given the chance. Clearly, drawing the bolt, we made the correct play, right? It was a calculated risk, but we didn't do the calculations. I don't know. Do you like these full border cards? Do you think our deck looks better if we have these cards? I don't know. I don't really think they look better, to be honest. I think like this extended frame thing is like not my cup of tea. Anyways, yeah, I mean, there's gonna be some amount of loose play tonight, chat. It's the first time with the deck, and it's 3 AM. So we'll just do our best. It was a calculated risk, but man, am I bad at math. Um, I think I need to stay awake, so I'm gonna play arena between rounds. Gonna keep practicing for the split thing.